Hi everyone, I'm Ayako Hirano. I'm teaching English at Kyoto Sangyo University in Japan. Today's seminar is how to deal with Q&A sessions. After 6 minutes presentation, you will have Q&A sessions. It's 3 minutes. So there are some points you need to keep in mind. Let's start. In this seminar, first I will talk about criteria for this session, Q&A session, and some tips for presenters. I will show some example questions and answers, and then useful expressions. And I will talk about the tips for audience. First, criteria. If you want to get full score, point 3, you need to answer appropriately. You need to show examples or reasons. And if your answers mostly cover the question, but there's no explanations or reasons, your score will be 2. And your answer is not related to the question, or you can't answer anything, your score will be 1. Some groups may thinking to make a video clip, and if you play an introduction video during the Q&A session, your score will be 1.5. Next, for presenters, there are some tips. First, make a list of potential questions and prepare answers for them. So make a list and write down the answers. And next, choose those prepared questions and answer them. If you're lucky, you will get such kind of questions. And 3, choose questions whose points are clear. If the points are not clear, aren't clear, it will be difficult to answer. So choose the good question. 4, repeat the question. It's very important because audience can't read the question. So by repeating the question, you can share the question with the audience. And 5, please explain details in order to get full score. Please show the examples or reasons or facts. This is an example Q&A. And the question is, you talked about action plan blah blah blah. Do you think you can take real action soon? An example answer is like this. Thank you very much for your question. Your question is whether we can take real action. The answer is yes. Actually, we got a permission from our school, so we can start it soon. We hope our action will contribute to improving the situation. In this example, first say gratitude to the questioner. So thank you very much for your question. And then repeat the question. Your question is whether we can take real action. By repeating it, you can share the question with the audience. Then give your answer. So in this example, the answer is yes. So audience can understand, oh, the answer is yes. And then explain why your answer is yes. In this example, actually, we got a permission from our school, so we can start it soon. We hope we can contribute to improving the situation. This is an example, but if your answers are like this, you will get 3 points. Next one is score 2 example. Look at this. Thank you very much for your question. Your question is whether we can take real action. The answer is yes. We will do it soon. It says 2 sentences, but there's no explanation. Audience know, oh, the answer is yes. That's all. So this kind of answer will get point 2. These examples are score 1. The first example is, thank you very much for your question. We think the plan is very useful and beneficial for the society. Actually, it doesn't answer the question. The question is, do you think you can take real action soon? But this answer doesn't reply to the question. And next example, I don't know, I have no idea. It doesn't answer anything. So for these answers, the score will be 1. If you have a question which you're hard to answer, it's very difficult, but it's an online presentation, so you can't ask to repeat it. So the first tip is paraphrase the question and make it easy to answer for you, so you can answer it. And also add, I hope I answered the question. Okay? I hope you can deal with those questions with these tips. If the question required you to show the proof or enough support, but if you don't have enough support, be honest. So you should say, I'm sorry, we don't have the details on it, on that, or to answer your question, we don't have enough information or enough data. Please be honest. Or you can tell it's impossible to decide. For example, the answer is yes and no. This is because the plan has a benefit and a downside. Or if you have a negative comment from the audience, you can say like this, it might be true, but we think, or I think, plan blah 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 has its positive side too. You can say like this. As for useful expressions, please check July 2nd lecture given by Professor Grace. She talked about a lot of useful expressions, so you learn a lot from her lecture. Next, for audience, it means if you are a questioner, please keep in mind that word use meeting is collaborative event. It's not fighting. So please be nice and reduce pressure for presenters, and express gratitude when you make a question, and simple questions, simple sentences in just 2 or 3 sentences. It's very important to reduce pressure for presenters. For example, this is a sample question. Thank you for your nice presentation. I'm Ayako Hirano. You talked about action plan X. Do you think the action plan X is applicable to any country? Like this. So first express gratitude and simple questions, simple sentences in just 2 or 3 sentences. In this example, I wrote 2 sentences. You talked about action plan X. So do you think the action plan X is applicable to any country? So for presenters, probably this question is easy to answer. Please make sure that you ask a good question. So Word Use Meeting 2021, you presenters will talk about your action plan. So the questioner asks about the contents, like which countries will receive benefits, your action plan. What do you think? This kind of thing. So it's very good. Don't ask a broad question. Bad example is, what do you think about SDGs? It shows the questioner didn't listen to the presentation. That's why they ask that kind of broad question. Don't ask this kind of question. Okay? Thank you for listening. Enjoy Word Use Meeting.
Okay, thank you, Hirano sensei. We'd like to review the most important point. We'd like to review, 振り返る, review the most important thing of this lecture from the 5 or like that. Just a second, around here.
This is an example Q&A.
Okay. And your Q&A session will be evaluated with the point. Full point is 3, and second is 2, and not so good was evaluated as a point 1. Okay? The full point is 3 points. This is the case of the 3 points. If you want to get the full point, 3 points for your Q&A session, please follow this instruction. Okay, let's enjoy it together. Once more. Once again.
You talked about action plan, blah, blah, blah. Do you think you can take real action soon? An example answer is like this. Thank you very much for your question. Your question is whether we can take real action. The answer is yes. Actually, we got a permission from our school, so we can start it soon. We hope our action will contribute to improving the situation. In this example, first say gratitude to the questioner. So thank you very much for your question. And then repeat the question. Your question is whether we can take real action. By repeating it, you can share the question with the audience. Then give your answer. So in this example, the answer is yes. So audience can understand, oh, the answer is yes. And then explain why your answer is yes. In this example, actually, we got a permission from our school, so we can start it soon. We hope we can contribute to improving the situation. This is an example, but if your answers are like this, you will get 3 points. Next one is score 2 example. Look at this. Thank you very much for your question. Your question is whether we can take real action. The answer is yes. We will do it soon. It says 2 sentences, but there's no explanation. Audience know, oh, the answer is yes. That's all. So this kind of answer will get point 2. These examples are score 1. The first example is, thank you very much for your question. We think the plan is very useful and beneficial for the society. Actually, it doesn't answer the question. The question is, do you think you can take real action soon? But this answer doesn't reply to the question. And next example, I don't know, I have no idea. It doesn't answer anything. So for these answers, the score will be 1.
Okay, thank you so much, Hirano sensei. And I think you all understand differences between point 3 and 2 and 1. Anyway, show your gratitude and answer toward the core of the question. Okay, it is the point of this lecture. And question should be written in short in a chat line. Okay, Eileen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you understand the difference between point 1, point 3 and point 2?
Can you show it again?
Okay, later I'll show you this one through the YouTube. So I'll give you the YouTube URL. You can learn repeatedly by this lecture. Okay, this is the case to get the 3 point. Okay, Eileen?
Yes.
Okay, and this is the point 2. There are differences. The gratitude part is the same, but the answer part is different. So
It didn't give the specific answer.
So towards the real action. So if you wanted to get point 3, you have to talk about the real action. We have already get the permission from school. We can start it as soon as possible. I believe our action plan contribute to the certain is not so good, to the country A or country B, like that. Okay, and gratitude is the same, but the real action plan is explanation about the real action plan is needed if you wanted to get 3. Okay, I'll show you the get 3. The answer is yes. Actually, we got your permission from our school, so we can start it soon. We hope our action will contribute to improving the situation of country A or country B. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. So we'd like to start the question and answer session for the success of World Youth Meeting. So any question will be welcome. Up to today, we have several seminars, including how to make an effective presentation or how to carry out Q&A session, and also criteria of the presentation. Anyways, Eileen, could you please start on behalf of the audience today, and later we'd like to accept the other students' question. You first.
Oh, me first.
Okay.
So I have a questions like.
Just a second. I'd like to show your face. Okay. You're there. Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I actually have the questions like, do presenters get the points by asking the questions?
Yes.
Then could you explain a little more about the situation when presenters ask the question?
Yeah.
Or
So in program, there are 3 groups. We divided 3 groups. Okay. Group A, the university level students. Group B, high school students. Group C, the compliance are high school students. Okay.
yes.
Each group continue to listen and challenge the Q&A. Okay, so judge and other staff will count the question which school did or not. Okay. Yeah, and also we also evaluate the answer of the Q&A session from the presentation group. According to I explained before, yeah, point 3, point 2, point 1. Yeah.
Okay.
So I said both question from the audience and answer from the presenter, both will get the point. Okay, both will get the point. Okay, so the very worst case, I finished my presentation. We'd like to have a list of the awarding time. Okay, it's not so good. So I always check the presenter, how they contribute to the other presentation, joining Q&A session. Okay. This high school are very keep the very good intention to make a question, yeah, like that or not. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And then how do you evaluate a good bad questions?
Yeah, but question? Oh,
Oh,
it's
good
very,
or
very
bad?
important. Yeah.
Mm.
So I already talked about the presentation will end up with showing action plan. The end of the
Showing action.
presentation,
Mhm.
so the presenter have to show their own action plan. And question and a session will based on this action plan.
Ah,
Okay, if the question is talking about the, what do you think of SDGs, what do you think of the Trump or something, so it's miss the target, it's not hit the point of the action plan, so that's not evaluated as a good question. Okay, good question should focusing on the action plan.
okay.
Okay, the presentation also have to pay attention on the last part, the originality of the presenter is needed.
Okay. Okay.
We don't need a boring solution, or 3S, what?
3R.
3R. I think 3R is very important. Oh, it's boring. We already know. Yeah. So they find some vivid, some interesting solution. Everybody already knows 3R, but they always get fed up to that. So we showed this interesting action plan. How about this one? Or like this, yeah. Show the one or two action plan.
Action plan.
Yeah.
Should be related to the action plan, your questions. Okay, I got it.
So the presentation should focusing on the just one goal, okay? Out
One
of
goal.
17, okay?
Okay.
Because the presentation time is quite limited, yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, my student have a question.
Yes, please, yeah.
Okay, please. Okay.
How to control our 3 minutes
How to,
after present?
yeah, okay. Good question, yeah. So the after presentation, so the MC of the Q&A, 司会者 of Q&A should be performed one person from your group, from presentation group. Okay? If you finish the presentation, you automatically enter the Q&A session. Okay, I'll show you. Just a second. I prepare good material for you. Just a second. Good question. Thanks so much. Everybody want to know that. Yeah. Just a second. Okay, can you see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, and the student from the Higashi High School, thank you for asking. Yeah, and okay, this is the relation between Q&A session and your presentation. So as the student from the Higashi High School in Osaka asked how to enter the Q&A session, and you talk about the SDGs, go, yeah, and continue 6 minutes, okay, 6 minutes presentation. After that, you have to conduct Q&A session. Presenter should be the member of the, MC should be member of presentation group. And pick up the question on a chat box and make an answer and reply the question. And also, this is very important. So in order to make presentation and Q&A session smoothly, okay, so, presentations and Q&A session carry out smoothly, MC will ask you, okay, are you ready for your presentation? And of course, presentation group reply, we are ready. If the online coordinator, we are ready. After listening the answer, we are ready. So network coordinator recognize, oh, their audio function is work very well. And after that, MC said, please start your presentations. Please start your presentation. And you start, share screen, start, and presentation start. First statement is the Q for timekeeper. Q for timekeeper. Okay. After 6 minutes, we will give you a bell. Okay, bell. Ching. Okay, and you have automatically start your Q&A session, picking up a question on chat box. You got it?
Thank you.
Okay. And anyway, so 6 minutes presentation, and you have to show the action plan the end of your presentation. After finish your presentation, you have to manage the Q&A by your group. プレゼンテーションが終わったら自分たちで Q&A セッションに入っていってクエスチョンを見つけて、チャットボックスにクエスチョン適切なものを見つけて答えていきます。OK。
ありがとうございます。
はい。My pleasure。私の大きな喜びとするところです。Thank you for 質問ありがとう。
Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Interaction is very important. Okay. Okay, thank you. So students in Higashi High School, did you finish the making presentation?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, try hard. Yeah, I expect your nice presentation. Thank you for joining today. Okay, thank you. Okay, Irene,
Yes.
any question from you or Taiwan side?
Yes, there is one from Reixiang.
Yeah.
Reixiang Gaozong, you may speak.
Yeah, okay, thanks. こんにちは。レイシャン高校グレケンシンです。日本語は苦手です。質問するときは英語を使います。本当にごめんなさい。So how can I do to not to like off the theme of our presentation?
Excuse me, how to
Okay.
start your presentation? You know, you want to know, right?
But no. I want to make sure how can we not to like maybe like digress about we leave far from our theme, from our presentation about this.
Yeah, you want to ask the theme of your presentation?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah. So this year's presentation theme is regeneration and sustainability. So please choose one topic from out of 17 SDGs goals, and at the end, of your presentation, please show your action plan according to your selected theme or goal. Selected goal out of 17. It is the needed theme. So, did I answer your question?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks about that.
Yes. Okay, thanks so much. And so Irene, so Taiwanese friend and other countries friends already know the discussion fair. How about
Not yet. This.
not yet?
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is very new. For the first participants to the World Youth Meeting, I'd like to explain a bit about the discussion fair today. Okay.
Okay.
Please allow me to. Okay, we know this one, and the second, and oh, okay. Where is the PowerPoint? Okay, I found it. Okay. Can you see this one?
Yes.
Okay, this is a very enjoyable and interesting program. This was called the discussion fair. Last year, the 3 high school students make a video for the participant, video clip for the participant. Okay, and this is the last year's product. Please enjoy 1 or 2 minutes. And this year, fortunately, the 9 video clips are ready for you all. So each high school has their own theme regarding from the SDGs. This is the case of the last year's discussion fair made by the Nanzan Kokusai High School. Enjoy first.
Which restroom should I use? By Nanzan Kokusai High School. Recently, we often hear the term LGBTQ in the media and on other occasions. While the sense of equality towards LGBTQ people has increased, discrimination and prejudices still exist. It is now becoming necessary to create a new environment for those people to live their lives comfortably. We believe that this must be done for not only adults, but also for children. One of the issues that we feel as students is the problem around school restrooms. Usually we have 2 types of restrooms, the male restrooms and the female restrooms.
And you can already recognize, you already come to know the sentences is relatively easy. That's much a high school level, okay? Don't use difficult words. So this year, high school group in Japan now making this kind of video clip for all the participants. As I mentioned before, we are living in Asia. The most country, English is a foreign language, not second language, like Philippines or Malaysia. Even if we study so hard the conversation speaking inside the class, if go out, there are no occasion to use English in a daily life. If I enter the convenience store, the staff there say, "Irashaimase," fine guanin. Never say, "Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?" They use only their own mother tongue. In case of Taiwan, it's a Chinese. In case of Japan, it's a Japanese. Outside classroom, it's very difficult to find the opportunity. But the students who gather World Youth Meeting have a very good opportunity to start talking and discussion to expand the power or English, power of global-minded person. So to share the easily is very important. That's why they write down like this. One of the issues that we feel as students is the problem around school restroom. Usually we have two types of restroom, the male restroom and the female restroom. Not so difficult. So like this, so they are pay attention on to make easier for all the participants to understand the contents. After that, like this, using this kind of the video.
We thought that by adding a gender-neutral restroom, we could fix this problem.
I agree with this idea. By making a
What's wrong? Hurry up.
Okay, like this. After enjoying this kind of the video clip, this video focusing on the LBP, gender issue. I'm sorry.
LGBT.
LGBTQ. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your help. Okay. They are talking about gender issue, and they try so hard to make the presentation very useful, very understandable one for all the participants. And MC will be the students who made this video clip will play a MC of this discussion fair. So anyway, we are ready to show you the 9 video clips in advance before the World Youth Meeting. And after enjoy the video, and please join the discussion fair and talk freely with MC. Yeah, this is the overall explanation of discussion fair. Thank you. Thank you so much, Eileen, for asking.
So can we watch these kind of videos already?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, but now they are making.
Yeah.
You can see in a 10 days or like that. It
Okay.
depends on the Asakawa sensei or Fukui Commercial High School, depend on their preparation.
Okay.
Nandan Kokusai also now are making. Yeah. And okay, time was very limited, and we prepare for the prize. The biggest and the highest rank is prize from the Ministry of Education Japan. This prize will go to the good presentation. Good presentation means not only talking about the surface of SDGs. The good presentation means a good original idea, a good opinion. This is very important. Yeah. And just a second. So I'd like to explain a little bit more. We know this is a similar. Okay. You can see? no result of Google research. Only show the result of Google research is not so good. We need your own opinion. This is very important. Show your action plan, and we watch your face, your existence, and your opinion. This is very important. We already show some criteria that pointed out by the Professor Yoshida, and thinking about the English level of the audience, English level. So please use the basic and understandable word and sentences. And this one, express clear opinions and feeling. You don't play a role of announcer on broadcasting program, okay? You shouldn't play a role of announcer. You should play a role of a presenter who are the same generation with audience, okay? So show your face and show your opinion, show your idea. It is very important, yeah. And also, and enter the question and answer session again, okay? This one. So these criteria are introduced to some of the key school or Lichi or Gushan Gaodong Sheshao, yeah. So they can share these contents. And tomorrow, Japanese side will have a teacher steering committee member, and we'd like to share all the criteria and some key points to carry out each program, yeah. And lastly, so I'd like to introduce the procedure of the MC of each group. These are very important words to check. So next, blah, 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 school, are you ready? Yes, we are ready in order to check the audio system. So the presenter have to answer, yes, we are ready. Okay, like that, like this.